Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I have so many embellishments to show you guys. I have been using the Simple Stories Tea Garden collection, mixing it with some different collections that go along together. And I am making a lot of these embellishments and things so that I can create a lovely happy mail for my two winners. If you are new to my channel, I have a Pretty Tea Garden Challenge giveaway going on that will end September 25th. That means it must be in my hands. And the requirement video, I have it in my channel, so make sure you go check that out if you wanted to join. It is open international. So I am just loving this theme and I am doing so many creations and I feel like it's gonna never end. And this one here, I started off going through my Kscraft cutting dies and I found some lovely word sentiments that involved with the baking theme. And it says baked with love. So I've got a couple of those. And I did stitching this time instead of gluing them. I love the look of the stitching with these words. And I've got cookies. And I love these colors so much. And then I also have homemade and delicious. And I have, what else? Homemade, delicious. I have more of those. Baked with love, cookies. Yep, these ones. So these are the words I thought the future winners could probably use for their future crafting in the baking theme, or they can add it to their future tea garden projects, anything like that. Okay, then I started making some more little clusters. I usually like to make some clusters so I can use these clusters to add on to my other things. So I have these ones. These are all the ephemera pieces from Simple Stories. And I usually like to add a little bit of circular dot behind certain images to make it more dimensional. And this one here, I've used the Rosie Studios envelope piece from the Forget Me Not collection. Then I also combined it with this chipboard piece from one of the Maggie Holmes collection with the rest of the Simple Stories items. Then I have this one here. Oh my gosh, I love this little bee so much. And then this ladybug was included in the tea garden. And I have this mug with the ladybug climbing on it. And there's a bee joining the floral party. And then this one here is a lemonade jug. Love this lemonade jug. I actually used the negative part of the cookie piece that I used to cut out. I had a foam that I used to cut out the cookie frame, and you're going to get to see that right now. So I made these cookies. This is a cookie cutter from the Kscraft, and I used it for my tea garden theme. I embellished it using like strawberry milk drink, as well as the lemon in the garden with some daisy in your garden and the lovely bumblebee joining. And I made it into a shaker. I did use a sprinkle paper for the background with the pink outer border. Love this cookie. And then I have this one here where I use some of the Rosie Studio items. I did use the Rosie Studio Forget Me Not blueberry paper. So this is kind of like a blueberry flavored cookie. So it's got the blueberry on the blueberry jello, and you're listening to lovely music in the garden. Then I have another blueberry cookie. So this time I did add a larger ephemera of the mug piece. I did add the donut tray as well as some pot with the story notebook. And I love that shaker sound so much. So the colors that I have included for my sequin shaker bits, they kind of remind you of blueberry colors. So I have those. And yes, I've been sick, you guys, so I'm still working on getting better. But I really wanted to share. Okay, next I have this little cookie jar. This little cookie jar is also from Kscraft, and this is part of the cookie jar mini album set. They give you two different sizes. And for the size comparison, this is the mini album size and this is the little one. So you can combine them together like that if you wanted to as well. And I used a little one, and then I turned it into a shaker first using the Simple Stories Tea Garden. And for my cookie jar, I added floral shaped cookies in there. And then I used some book images from different collections, and I put this day with the butterfly. And this one says adored, and I captured the bit that says full bloom, so you get to see the bloom at the bottom as well, using some different floral image to put on one side. Then I made another one, but this time I added the cluster onto this tag piece. See my Le Petit journal newspaper? That's actually from a Stamperia collection that I had, and I thought it goes so nicely with the theme that I've got going on. So pretty. Then I have found some more teapots, and I was like so happy when I was going through my ephemeras and things. And I believe Alicia cut me this teapot die cut, so I used that to layer onto the set of leaves and flower pieces. And then I added this life is an incredible story, and that's from one of the Rosie Studio collection. Then I added this lovely flower that's been gifted to me, and this is actually a pocket, so I can just gift it like this or add some stuff in there and then send it off in the future. I also have got this beautiful guest check, and I love anything like this, so I decided to use my teapot cluster that I created. I only glued the side of it so that we can tuck things behind it. So nice. And another good thing about making embellishments like this is that you can tuck your little note behind here, or you can tuck some ephemera pieces or die cuts here, and then write a little note for your friend. I love those. Then I also have this one here where I used the rosette that I made, and this is the one of the journaling piece from Maggie Holmes, and this I used one of the Maggie Holmes collection to make this rosette. Then I also used some Woodland Grove book pieces here. Then I used some flower pot and floral piece. Then I also used this teapot here, and on top of the teapot, I didn't want my butterfly to be a really bold color. So normally this is a Rosie Studio butterfly that has a darker base, but I took the acetate part off the darker base and just added it here, so that you're not just focusing on this butterfly, but the butterfly is sort of blending into the scene. So you're enjoying a pot of tea in the garden, reading lots of books in the sun. I love this so much. Then I also have been cherishing this really adorable hedgehog that has been like shadowed and everything, and it was gifted to me. And I used the hedgehog finally. And I gave the hedgehog some book to read in the garden and some coffee mugs. And there's a dragonfly joining him. And then I have this one here. It's another different kind of teapot from another Simple Stories collection. And I mixed it with this daisy journal piece, as well as some more flower from Simple Stories, and had this little stamp frame tucked behind to the side. Gives it a really interesting look. And it says smile and laugh. So when you make tag pieces, you can combine them all to create a tag flip, but mainly they are really great to just stick it onto a gift packaging. And it's also a great gift for people who love doing journaling as well. While I was at it with the hedgehog, I also have these adorable hedgehogs, and this is actually from Bella Boulevard collection. It was the only ephemera pack I ever bought from that company, and it had these adorable hedgehogs, so that's why I had to have them. And so I gave the bumblebee as if the bumblebee is his friend and they're walking in the garden together. And then this one here is a scene where the hedgehog with the beautiful flower garland on the head is reading a book, and it's almost reaching evening time. So sweet, right? Oh my gosh, I love those so much. So I showed you these ones. Then I created a window scene. So I had this lovely window shape die, and I used that to cut out the base with the pattern paper from the tea garden. And then I used the stronger cardstock for the frame. Then I also cut out the foam as well. And then I added all of these ephemera pieces on top. It says simply delightful. So the birdies are having a tea party in the garden. And then I have this one here. Love this bumblebee. It's a foam sticker. I believe this is from a Hobby Lobby. My friend Michelle gifted to me a while ago. I have been cherishing it and I'm finally using it. And then I added the stack of books along with the teacup. That's from the Tea Garden collection, I believe. It might be from another Simple Stories. Then I gave it a strawberry or raspberry cupcake. And then it says, do what you love. And it's got the beer valent pots here. And I love this scene so much. And then this one here says love. Oh, it's so sweet. And I love that this Simple Story Tea Garden has a gnome with the actual eyes on it. I love it so much. Now, any large embellishments like this, you can always punch a hole and turn it into a tag. You can always use this to add it to a mini album front cover. You can always add your memory decks bottom and turn it into a memory decks card as well. So I have these options for my future winners. Then you guys, I have been using another Kscraft die set in a different way. So this is the 3D tall market stand. I only used 2 pieces from this whole entire pack, which is the awning part and then the front part of the market stand, which is this shape that you're seeing here. I used that to turn it into a shaker pouch. See? I used my clear vinyl with the holographic print. Can you see that holographic print? Yeah, you can see it, I think. I used the holographic print for the shaker part at the front side, and then I just used the clear book covering vinyl for the back to make my pocket. So instead of, I want to explain to you, so this awning part is quite large, as you can see. See, this is my little hand, but it's bigger than my hand. So all I did was, to not waste the paper, I only took a strip of paper with the height that I wanted and just placed it at the edge to cut it. Then I decorated that awning part with some ephemera pieces. I love including little bits of rainbow when I can, so I added this pastel rainbow here, and it says fresh air. So pretty. And then it's a Velcro closure, you guys. So when you open it up, like it looks like this, and it's a pocket. See? Look, I've got all this space to fill for my future winners. And look at the shaker colors. Isn't that so fun? I tried to use bits of different colors from the Simple Stories Tea Garden, and I made this one here. And I could shake that all day. Seriously, I could. And then I made another one. This one's bit more pinkier, and it says sunny. And I love adding these little accents. Now these are the gem stickers that I absolutely love. They have like glitter touches and little like shimmer look. And these are usually the ones that's like the say like crystal types. I absolutely love these. And I added some Nouveau Drop to here and here as well. And this color Nouveau Drop that I like to use is this, I believe it's this one. It's a bubblegum blush. And it's the same concept, little bit of different color scheme in the sequin. It's got like green butterflies throughout. I absolutely love these. And these pockets are really great for putting in like ephemera pieces or stickers or like die cuts or things that like, you know, things like this, shadow words to include in there. And it'll keep it nice and flat when you're shipping it out. And I absolutely love these. Then you guys, I wanted to make a memory decks card for my 2 winners. Now, if I do receive more than how many entries that I'm going to get, then I am going to include a 3rd prize. But for now, I have made 2 memory dex cards. So I'll talk about this one first. This is another Kscraft die. It's a heart sunglasses memory dex die. Can you see the hearts? It's a heart sunglasses. Now, it's meant to be for heart sunglasses, but in my case right now, I have used it as a wheel part of my flower card. So this was a large ephemera piece that was in the Bella Boulevard collection, and instead of using the piece as is, I decided to add it to the back of the heart sunglasses to turn it into heart wheels for my flower stand. Yeah, I love it so much. And then I added some Nuvo drops to Nuvo glitter bits to here, to the bumblebee. And then I added that homemade word here. So these are all homemade. So this is a tea garden stand in the garden, and everything's homemade, all prepared. You can pick up your lovely drinks and things from here. And here is a hedgehog joining. The ladybug is joining. I did accent it with the Nuvo drop, and this is called Gold Coast. I find this so amazing. Like my friend Aisha in Cyprus gifted me this, and I live in Gold Coast City, and I just love it so much. And so I use that here and here. I love this. Then I used another Kscraft memory dex card. This is the Heart Elegance memory dex card without, and this time I didn't use the scalloped edge that's also included because I wanted a bit different. And so I turned it into a shaker as well. Oh, I love that sound so much. You can see all the beautiful colors in there. I did use a base, different purple and pink butterfly piece. Then I also used the acetate part of the Rosie Studios butterfly on top, so you can see through the color, the base colors through this. And then I used that beautiful, adorable hedgehog piece that was gifted to me, as well as the bunny that's riding a bicycle. And so it makes it looks like, because I added the hedgehog next to the bunny, it looks like the hedgehog is sitting behind the bunny on the bike, and they're headed to a tea party. And then so it's like they're carrying the books with them, and they're also carrying a pot of flowers for the gift. It's so pretty, and it says, "So grateful for you." So they're basically saying, "So grateful for you for joining the Pretty Tea Garden Challenge giveaway." So I have these memory dex cards made. Then you guys, oh my gosh, I really wanted to use the candy bar wrapper set. So this was released for Halloween because it includes all the bats and things. And I wanted to make 6 of it because I wanted to make a box to store things. And then, so I had to make 2 for the front and 2 for the back. And then 1 for each side. Can you see? So it's got 6 of the candy bar wrapper boxes all around, so I can put things here, 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 and here. Because this is my very first time making it, after making it, I realized that my box, because the paper I used to make the box, I thought originally didn't have to be a really thick card, because I was going to double layer it with the candy bar wrapper box. And I thought if I glued that on there, I thought this was going to be nice and sturdy. And it is. But the problem is, the see how it's a bit warped? The glue and the glue wasn't, the glue and this thin paper wasn't being too friendly to each other and started warping. That's what I thought. And another thing, when I was gluing all the candy bar wrappers onto this rectangle box that I made, I was actually placing the candy bar wrapper on top like this and gluing it. But what I should have done is to have the box sitting straight, flat on the desk. Then I should have glued it to the sides of the box. I hope that makes sense. And I just wanted to share that so that if you do try to make something like this, that is a really much, it's going to be a much better way to make the box. So because you can sort of tell that it's not really flat on the desk. It's sort of wonky. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this. I might be just keeping this for myself as a memory of using the Simple Stories tea garden, and that I created the bunnies and the clusters for the Pretty Tea Garden Challenge giveaway in 2025. So this is going to be a memory holder box for me, and I will probably get to store embellishments and things that are coming in the challenge giveaway entry mails. So I really wanted to share this with you guys just in case you wanted to explore with the candy bar wrapper box, that you can do something like this. And you can also make the candy bar wrapper boxes to add to the front part of your totes and things. Imagine that. That would be so fun to do. So I really wanted to share. So once again, this is my adorable cluster that I have here. And on the other side is this cluster here. So sweet. And the winners will be, of course, receiving many different embellishments, including this bunnies, because I made a ton of it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope my voice was clear enough for you to hear me with all the creations that I've made. Thank you so much for your kind words. I look forward to sharing with you guys more of the things that I get to make. Bye for now.